How's it going?
It's a shitty night tonight. I have 2 tables, all black people, so I know I'm not making no tips.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, look over there. I have 2 tables. They're all black. I'm working for free tonight.
No, I mean, are you being seriously that racist?
What?
You don't know they're not going to tip you.
Yes, I do.
So just because they're black?
I've been waiting tables for 5 years. I never got a tip from a black person. Not once.
First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, that's still racist.
I am not racist. Screw you.
What are you talking about?
She says black people don't tip.
Are you nuts? Niggas don't tip. Everyone knows that. Have you ever waited tables before?
No.
Then shut up, asshole.
More junk than several cells. I just propel at a rate to complicate the mental state as I invade the masquerade. They couldn't fade with the clipper blade. 10 years in the trade is not enough, you can't cut it. I let you take a swing and you butted for an easy out. I leave them seized with doubt of exceeding. My name is Booty Brown and I'm proceeding. Leading, they try to follow but they shallow and hollow. I can see right through them like an empty 40 bottle of OE. They have no key or no clue to the game at all. Now they washed up, hung out to dry. Standing looking stupid, wondering why. Why, man? It was the fame that they tried to get. Now they walking around talking about represent and keep it real. But I got to appeal, cause they existed in the fantasy when holding it still.
You nice as this, so I'm a verbal chemist. Scientist on the mic, your society's menace. Hip-hop's Popeye and the beats is spinach. No need for olive oil cause her feet is lemon. Overlooking blue notes cause they speech is gimmick.
Yo, welcome to the Black Guy Who Tips podcast with your host Rod and
Karen.
And for the second time, we got my man Kevin.
Hello.
Back up here in the house, man, to hang out with us fresh off the beach.
Yeah, man.
How was it?
It was great, man. It was a good family bonding time, you know. Typical beach trip, a lot of pool, a lot of complaining about where we're gonna go eat, but you know, it was a good time. So, you know, gotta love those family trips, man.
So you went with your whole family?
Yeah, I had the whole family there, you know, my parents, my 2 little brothers, cousins, had 2 of my cousins there, my grandparents and an aunt, so it was good to see all of them.
Really took the whole family.
Yeah,
wow.
Really, we usually try to do that, you know, if we can every year, really, because, you know, like I said, they live in Augusta, Georgia, so shout out to them, but it was great to get the whole family together, and it was a great time.
Yeah, Kevin has a lot of family. We'll get into his family in a minute.
That's foreshadowing.
But I remember family beach trips too, man, and it was always such a great idea until you got there.
Yes, it is like you got there. It was so screwed up. You know, you got older people. They ain't eating up a fried chicken and hot dogs. And you got people like me going, damn it, I eat that at the house. We traveling. I mean, it's so annoying. Then you got little kids. I don't eat bread with crust on it. I don't eat peanut butter and jelly. I don't eat chocolate. You like, damn, little kid, pack your own lunch. It's fun till you get there, man.
Yeah, we used to go every once in a while, and I think if you go like once every few years, it's not as bad.
Better. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't do it every year. That would really drive me nuts.
Exactly,
I can put up with my family more than I really love being around them. But it's like when you don't see them in a while, it's like the clock starts ticking, and you're not even aware that you had this clock in your mind or your heart.
Oh yeah.
But it's like you forget that the clock is there. Then you start getting around them, and you be like, wait a minute.
This is why I don't come around but a few times out the year.
Yeah. So but I did like the family vacation thing, but you know, it's just you can't do it all the time. But it's cool to have that y'all had that bond with every year, man.
It was awesome. It was great. Yeah.
All right. So don't forget, guys. You can leave comments on the podcast. Go to Podomatic.com. Go to Facebook.com or go to iTunes and just search for The Black Guy Who Tips. Any of those 3 places, we should come up. You can leave leave us a nice message, or you can just leave a comment on the episode or a review if you're on iTunes. Also, you can call the show at 704-557-0186, and you can leave us a voicemail, and we will play it on the show.
Yes, we will.
And we will talk about whatever you want us to talk about, regardless of how crazy whatever you have to say is. It's a good way to get to know our fans.
Yes, it is.
Because, they email the show, and the email is theblackguywhotips@gmail.com. They email the show, they have these topics, and you get to find out what kind of person listens to a couple people sit in the house and talk crazy
That's
for
true.
an hour and a half? And also shout out to Yeah Right Radio on blogtalkradio.com. That's a radio show that's done on the internet.
Okay.
And it's by the same people who do ignorantintelligence.com.
Okay.
And Larian, Larion, is the host of the show, and he had on the girl Asleep in the Fire, the one that we got into it about Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
She was the co-host on there today, a special guest. Yeah. So they actually hit me up on Twitter and like call into the show, or just listen to the show, just to spread the word. And I was like, you know what, I am gonna call into the show. So I called in, and me and the Sleep in the Fire, her name's Amy, we didn't get into it. It wasn't anything mean, but it's kind of weird though, because a couple people were getting kind of out of pocket talking to her. Like a couple people called her a bitch and stuff.
Oh.
And it's like, why would you talk to somebody like that? You would never like essentially what they're doing is the real life version of, I'm sitting, like if this is real life, not the internet, two people are sitting around having a conversation, and then you overhear something you don't like, and you just walk over and be like, bitch, first you gotta learn this, that, and the other. It's like, you would never do that in real life.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway.
Internet made people bold, boy.
Yeah, and she handled it well, and this topic was about like celebrity and just like the American culture, and how celebrities are getting famous now for doing nothing.
That's right.
That's very true.
There was a whole lot of like, well, that used to didn't happen, and now it's happening a lot, and I don't believe that shit. Marilyn Monroe, what was her talent?
I don't know, I guess quote unquote singing, I guess. I don't know. Did she even have an
She
album?
wasn't a singer. Right. You wouldn't know that.
Did she do a movie?
She did movies.
Okay.
She did movies. But come on, dog. She wasn't a great actress.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Mr. President.
She was she was famous because she was very attractive and sexual.
That's right. And if you're pretty,
True.
no matter what color you are, if you quote unquote the standard of what Americans call pretty, black, white, Italian, or whatever, and it's normally skinny, flat, with no butt and big boobs.
They got
As far as girls go, but as far as dudes go, as you cut and buff and you look like you do the 90-minute workout all the time, you'll be famous.
She is, to me, no different than somebody like Kim Kardashian, except Kim Kardashian hasn't got casted in a movie yet, or Paris Hilton.
True.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the difference between her fucking the president and that being like her claim to fame, and Kim Kardashian having a sex tape with Ray J? Like, we only care about them because we've hypersexed their image, and they really don't add anything to the world.
No.
True.
But we've decided that they're going to be celebrities and make money off of just being who they are.
That's true.
So I don't think it was ever that great back in the day. Plus, whenever people bring up old America and how great old America was, I always think like, yeah, except for the segregation and the slavery and the women that can't vote and like the other shit that comes along. Like I would
Walking to school, that type of stuff.
You would never catch me reminiscing about the old days. Like
The only thing is that I don't want to be like famous like them, but I would like to just show up somewhere and get paid like $15,000 just for showing up.
that would be awesome, man, and that's one of the reasons I don't hate on them.
No, I ain't knocking it at all.
That's if you're
showing up.
you're only blessed with so many brain cells and so much logic. If you're stupid, make stupid work for you
To the fullest.
Yeah, so I'm not knocking them for that. I guess what I'm trying to say is just I don't really glorify old America, man. If I could be born next year I would do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they told me you had the exact same life, except you could be born a year later than, it's like, cool, the iPhone 5 is out. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I want to be born in the Jetsons time. Shit is only going to get better.
I want Rosie around. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's no draft now. When the last time we had a draft? You know, like, I don't know. People glorify shit there. Yeah. I'm not trying to sit at the color counter at Woolworths and shit, man.
Get out of here, man. I'm so glad I wasn't born a slave, because me and the heat ain't friends. I had to get my ass whooped every day. Get out there, nigga. Hell no. You know it's 100 degrees out there. Can you feel this heat, massa?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be pretty for me.
Yeah, and that was another thing. It's like, well, Americans are so hard working, and they came from this good stock and all this, and I'm like, hard working except for the slavery.
Yeah.
Except for that's the laziest you can get. Yeah. Like, that's lazier than a remote. That's lazier than a remote control. Slave. That's another person to do the work you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people are like, oh, we were so hard working. We went out and tamed the frontier. And with the slaves.
Yeah, and we stole from the Indians and all that stuff. People forget about that stuff. They want to just erase that stuff like it just never happened.
So I mean, I love my country, no doubt. I would not want to live anywhere else.
No.
And when I say that, I mean, I think it's the ultimate pride to say, forget the old days. I don't want to live anywhere else now. Even when people are like, America's not even the best country anymore. Cool, I'll take it. You know what? I'll take number 2. I love here.
Yeah, I'll take that any day. Especially being the gender of breasts and boobs and vagina. I would rather be here any day. I got rights here. I can vote here. I don't have to have my husband to go out. I don't have to be covered with a veil. I can drive here. I can wear pants here. Do you know in other countries I don't have a right to do nothing but sit and have kids? Hell no.
Like, that's the thing. People are like, oh, you're not going to be number 1 anymore. Fine. It's like, I know the Eagles aren't going to win the Super Bowl. I've been an Eagles fan my whole life. I'm not changing teams because New England won the Super Bowl. Fuck it. I'll still be an Eagles fan. That's how I am with America. If China is the number 1 superpower, congrats, y'all win.
I'm grateful.
Staying over here.
That's right.
Staying over here. I'd rather have the Big Mac and the Whopper with cheese than
and the extra value meal and call it a day.
Yeah, so saying all that, don't forget that we're the official podcast with the official weapon of the podcast is the taser.
Yes, it is.
And the unofficial sport of the podcast is
bullet ball.
That's right, man, bullet ball. And bullet ball extreme. And don't forget, y'all can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Rodimus Prime.
Say that again. That is in DAT.
And Kevin, what's your KD?
I'm KD Blue BLUE 2.
Yeah, and you gotta. It's funny now because on Twitter or on websites, like when you have another name, you have to spell it out if it's spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Because people use so much slang.
It's ridiculous how much slang is being used. That's why I mean, like you gotta, like you said, you gotta spell it out.
Yeah.
Completely. So.
You go to like a MySpace page or something like that, and I mean, I don't know who goes there anymore.
Me either.
But you go to like a MySpace page or something, and it'll be like the messages on the page is like, niggas is tripping, haters, love become before pressure, and it's like everything spelled wrong. Like haters got Z's on it before it's B and 4.
Yeah, and like
nigga, did you skip English class? Where was I?
Yeah, and like I guess I'm a part of this generation that does it, but I don't participate in it. I mean, the thing that pisses me off recently that I've been getting from some friends that text me, they say you and they use Y and a U. Okay.
Wow.
Instead of
have we gotten to this point where you just use the U, or do you just not want to spell out the whole word? Like, why are you giving me a Y and a U? Why don't you just drop the Y, or just give me the U, or give me the whole word, which is just 3 characters? Like that's been frustrating me recently.
With the new spell check and shit, it's harder to misspell something now.
Very hard to misspell.
If you type Y and U, it'll just be like, oh, you mean Y-O-U.
Yeah, like
correct.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes it used to mess me up when I first got my iPhone, and I curse a lot, so I would be like, man, what the fuck you talking about? Hit send, and then look back at my messages like, hey man, what the duck you talking about? It's like, why would I ever use that way?
That phrase. iPhone's like, look, I don't know how to cuss. You either spell it right, or I'm sitting duck.
They need a cursing setting on the iPhone all smartphones should have a setting where you can go in there and be like, are you a cursor or not?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Now don't correct niggas anymore. You know what I'm saying? Don't correct.
Jiggers.
Yeah. Like,
Jiggles.
when I say shit, I don't want shirt. Okay, I know what I meant to type. This isn't a text to my boss. Trust me. They don't have that number. Also, don't forget, you guys, to leave these voicemails. And speaking of which, actually no. Before I play the voicemail,
What's up?
the show, today's episode has a sponsor.
We got a sponsor.
Yeah, man. One of our listeners actually gave us a pretty nice donation. And his name is Majin Sting on Twitter. And I do not know how to spell that.
Me either.
So we
love you, but you might have to search that one, guys.
Yeah, but he has a website called Sting and Sky, and Sky is spelled SKYE.com, and it's a website that sells T-shirts that have like different cartoon characters from the old school or whatever. And he actually has a little brief history on here, and I want to read that because it really explains the mission of the site more than just me looking at pictures and saying. But the actual the pictures and the characters he can get, he has like certain like cartoons where it's like Green Lantern, or you can go get SpongeBob shirts, you can get Dora the Explorer shirt. So what it says is Sting and Sky T-shirts and designs started in August 2002 with my endless quest to find a Batman Beyond T-shirt. I scoured website after website looking for a shirt, but only came across shirts for children.
That's right.
Most comic book fans today tend to remain comic book fans after they grow up. What better way to retain a piece of a person's youth by wearing a T-shirt representing their favorite childhood superhero? Why restricted to just comic book characters? What about the Bugs Bunnies, Taz's, Mighty Mouses, and what should it be? Mighty Mouse? I don't know. Mighty Mouses, Scooby-Doo's, and Underdogs. Old school cartoons that the over 35 crowd can relate to. My objective, my goal, and my purpose: create something for everyone. Sting and Sky, T-shirts and designs, breathing new life into old school cartoons. And so it began.
Cool.
So I clicked on a few, and he's got Mickey Mouse, the Lion King, Darkwing Duck, but it's a adult size cartoon T-shirt
instead of like Layla size. The extra small.
Right. So if you were a fan and you want a Darkwing Duck shirt, which might be kind of considered ironic now or hipster, or just hey, I was a kid, this shit was hot.
That's right.
Other people will see my shirt and be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now you can go get that shirt instead of having to, go to the Baby Gap and pretend not to be a pedophile,
Just still have kids.
I mean,
plus rip their shirts off.
If you were a nerd and you were in all these cartoons as a kid, chances are by now you're probably fat and get on the internet and stuff. You can't wear no kid shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can find it here, guys.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, y'all can check it out, man. It's stingandsky.com, and enjoy it, man. And thank you for the donation, man. We really appreciate it. Alright, so y'all ready to do some podcasting?
Yes, we are.
Alright, let's play this voicemail that we got that I found pretty interesting.
Cool.
Hey Rod, hey Karen, this is Tinkerbell. And I have a question, not really a topic. I've always wondered if identical twins were identical everywhere. Maybe sometimes one twin is taller or bigger or kind of thicker. You ever wondered if they're bigger and thicker everywhere? I've always wanted to know. Or do you inherit penis size from your mother? Because they say male pattern baldness comes from the mother. So, could you inherit penis size from your mother's side of the family? Just how does that work? I don't know. These are not topics, but something I've always wondered, and I would like to hear your take or anybody else's take on it. Okay, bye.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for that call. I really thought it was interesting. If penis size comes from the mom, then my mom had a huge penis. I don't know what she was on or how she hid that thing, but I don't know, man. That's an interesting thing about twins. Like, I've known twins before.
I have too.
And they're not 100% identical,
No,
but
they're not.
the ways that they differ are so small to me.
Yeah.
Like one might have a bump on their face one place, or like one's hair is going a little bit before the other guy's hair, but
yeah, not unless they get real pissed and one just decide I'm gonna be totally different from you. Most of the time it's almost impossible. Not unless you really are very intimate with them, it's almost impossible to tell them apart.
Yeah,
and then even mess up their parents sometimes.
Yeah, I've grown up with probably, I'd say 3 or 4 sets, and over time being with them all, you get to see, you get to find that one of those characteristics, or you can really tell by the, like you said, maybe their height or something.
Right.
And but there's only been one pair that I swear I've gone to school with since 7th grade, and it's 2 girls, and I can't tell them apart for nothing. I mean, I just literally can't. I'm around them. I see them all the time. I don't see them every day like I've seen the other pairs, but when we did go to school together every day, I still could not tell. I have to wait for somebody else to address them, and then I'd be okay, she got on this shirt today. But I could never tell myself, so I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's
one cool thing about being twins, some of the twins when I was at school, one was good in math and one was good in English, so a lot of times they would swap each other classes to help each other pass.
Wow, that seems dumb. Cause y'all niggas gonna graduate, one of y'all is gonna be really good at math and nothing else, or really good at English. Like it's like you can't like switch into SAT and shit like that. So like it's like I got an 800 on verbal and on written communication in English, but I flunked math.
Yeah, I did terrible on that part.
Both of them gonna get 800s on the SAT. But and then I wouldn't know anything about penis size, so I just go by titties. Like when I know girls that are twins, they titties look so similar and close to the same. I wouldn't really know.
Can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
Unless they do something dramatic, like haircut, hair color, eye color. Unless they do something traumatic like that, it's very hard to tell twins apart.
Yeah, so I don't know. Those are very interesting topics, and I guess you'd have to fuck 2 twins to find out the answer to this. So you do the research
and call us
let me know.
Let us know.
Because I wonder if there's even if there's a difference. It's probably slight. You probably wouldn't even be able to tell. Cause it's not like I've ever met 2 twins where one was like, where it was like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he's like 6'4" and Danny DeVito's his twin and he's like fucking 5'10" or 5'5". Yeah, so I don't know.
That's a rarity.
Alright, man. So we went on restaurant.com, which is a website where you can get coupons for just put in your zip code. Certain coupons on there are for restaurants that are in your local area, and you spend like say $50 and you get 25 off. Right? Here's the catch though. You can't count alcohol. So you can't just like go there and buy a bunch of shots and be like, oh, about $50 worth of food. My $25.
No, they ain't trying to hit that.
Yeah, so you can't do that. Some of them have restrictions like dinner only.
Excludes holidays.
Yeah, excludes holidays. No other deal can be used at the same time. Your tax doesn't count. Okay. So
and they do 18% gratuity.
Yeah, they take an 18% gratuity on your meal at the end of the day. So even after they use your coupon, which I have no problem with any of these things. Either. But with those guidelines, we went to Maria Bonita, which is really good, really good. And we racked up. We had to rack up $50 to do it. We racked up a $49.90 check.
Yes.
And Karen ordered a water. And it's funny because I was getting on her a while back like, baby, why do you keep ordering sweet tea and water? Yeah. And she's like, because I know the sweet tea ain't good for me. I was like, then why even order it? Just drink the water. Like, you're not really fooling yourself. You're drinking mostly sweet tea. Yeah. So either just get the sweet tea or just get the water, but why even mess with both? It's just costing you money or not. And so she's kind of trying to be better about that.
Yes, I am.
So with her not getting a sweet tea yesterday, it put us under. So we had to spend the whole $49 or whatever plus the tip. So like,
damn it! The one time I follow instructions.
Yeah. So I just thought that was funny, man. But they are. It is kind of shady because it's hard for even at a nice restaurant like Maria Bonita
to get up.
It's hard to get the 50, dude. Man, we had an appetizer, 2 entrees, like the more expensive entrees,
like $16, $17 entrees.
Yeah.
Then we ordered both of the desserts. Yeah. I was like, "What kind of desserts y'all have?" She was like, "We got 2." I was like, "Well, sing both."
Both of them.
Yeah. We had like a cheesecake tortilla. Cheesecake. what was it called? It was like enchilada, cheesecake enchilada with ice cream.
Real good.
And some kind of thing Karen had that looked like a slug to me.
It wasn't a slug. It was like a kind of a flambe. It was really good.
She called it some kind of custard, but it looked like a slug.
So was there a person limit? Can you go with however?
No, I could have brought another person.
Now, if we'd have had another person, we probably would have
got this.
Yeah.
Or we could have just ordered like 2 appetizers.
Yeah, that's what we do next
but
time.
But basically, that would never happen to me again.
Yeah.
From now on, I'm going on the website, looking at people's menus, and we're having a strategy of attack before we leave this house.
Yeah, we wouldn't pre-plan. I'm sorry.
That was embarrassing. Like, even if it would have been like $50 or whatever, like even if it would have been just a couple $1 off or whatever.
Yeah.
With the tax, it's still probably $5 or $6 off.
Yeah.
So it's like, next time you won't catch me sleeping, man. But that was kind of a hustle, man. I appreciate that shit.
We were trying our hardest too.
Yeah. And people were. I saw a couple of people talking about. I know what it was on the radio show, Yeah Right Radio. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Lindsay Lohan and how she's on drugs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And people were talking about keeping their kids off drugs and stuff like that. And you could use like different examples. Like some person you might say Jimi Hendrix or somebody was on drugs, right? But I started thinking like a lot of the artists that make the best music and shit, and painters and like. The dude who wrote like Dante's Inferno and stuff was on opium the whole time.
They messed up.
A lot of these people use drugs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, a lot of kids would want to be like that. Like what kid? If you're an actor and you're aspiring to be an actor, wouldn't you want to be Heath Ledger over somebody that's clean like Tom Cruise? Like, yeah, Tom Cruise got all the money. But, and he's crazy. But, like, Heath Ledger is considered one of the greatest actors ever because he died so fast, right?
That's true.
So what I was thinking is they shouldn't be using examples of people who die on drugs. You should use examples of people who live on drugs. Like Mick Jagger. You know what I'm saying? Don't say like, oh, you're gonna be like Jimi Hendrix. You tell your kid, you're gonna be like Mick Jagger. You're gonna be 80, all fucked up.
That's a prime example not to use drugs, kids.
Yeah, look at your body and your face. Is that what you want when you like 70? Is that what
again?
But then again, you might get a smart kid that's like, oh man, he had a hell of a life though.
Go back and pull Mick's card and see the type of life he was living when he was on that stuff.
Alright,
I like life, so no drugs for me.
We watched some movies this week.
Yes, we did.
We saw The Other Guys,
which was hilarious.
Okay,
that's the Will Ferrell movie and the Marky Mark movie.
Yeah, Mark
Oh
Wahlberg.
my gosh, y'all! The comedy in there was excellent because I didn't really know how I was gonna like it. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock is in it. They didn't have.
Don't tell them how long it is. Don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They're trying to ruin the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go see it, guys. It's very, very funny movie.
But,
I'm sorry.
I want to, like, one thing is it's written by the same dude who wrote Step Brothers. Okay. And a lot of people like that Will Ferrell. Yeah. It's not my favorite Will Ferrell fan, but it has funny parts. But when you put that inside of like a cop drama and cop cliches and the buddy cop movie thing, it really works well. It really works well.
And it fits his style of comedy. It's like, because I've seen him in different situations, and some are funny and some are not. But this was almost catered to his style of comedy, which made it even better.
Yeah, I like when Will Ferrell's kind of laid back and kind of playing the straight guy role, where it's like, and by straight guy I mean comedically, you have, the guy who's actually trying to be the comedian all the time, and then you have the guy who's the straight man. Everything plays off the straight man. Mm-hmm. So the other guy might come in and do something wacky, do something crazy. And the straight guy's the guy who's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I like when Will Ferrell starts off in that role as the guy who does seem to have sense, does seem to be grounded in reality, and then by the end of the movie you're like, this dude's just as crazy as the other dude. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it.
It was very funny, yes.
I also saw Walmart, The High Cost of Low Prices.
I didn't see that.
I only saw a little bit on Netflix.
Okay.
Am I a bad person for not hating Walmart?
I don't hate Walmart at all. I don't give a damn they ship stuff overseas. I don't give a damn half of my stuff is from China. All I know is I like my drawers 6-packs for $3. That's all I can tell you, and it's always on sale.
And the thing is, like, people are so, it's almost like cliche to be mad at Walmart now. Because everybody's mad at Walmart. Walmart's a piece of shit.
Walmart makes me smile. When I go in, I look at my receipt and I see I got all this stuff for less than $100. Damn it, I'm glad to be in America. Keep on, Walmart. I'm sorry. I'm not mad at them. I'm not, upset and worried about them sweat. Them people at them sweatshops ain't got a damn thing to do with me. I'm sorry. I hate to be like that for them pro-Americans out there. I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, they show like a lot of like how they treat their employees,
Yeah,
and
I've heard a lot about
they do
that.
treat their employees like shit. They don't let them get full-time hours.
Yeah, you can't do overtime.
Can't do overtime, even though you might work over your shift. They won't pay you overtime.
Yeah.
Well, then shit, I'm going home. You ain't paying. I ain't staying.
Well, you have a degree.
Okay.
But and then also like they purposely have like insurance that costs so much that you couldn't possibly pay for it on a $7.50 salary.
Okay.
Per hour.
And I also, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I also heard they were telling you how to cheat the insurance. Like they were having at one around here, like when you would get hired and you were full time and you were inquiring about health insurance or whatever, they would tell you how to. You would think you were going and getting. Legal health insurance or something, but there was some loophole that they were teaching them to exploit, and the people were, obviously they didn't know either way how to get health insurance because they never had it, and so they were going, and it was just a big scam that Walmart was doing, and also there was a cash back scam that they were running. They were doing something where even if you said no to your cash back, or they would say you said yes to your cash back, like if you use your debit card, let's say you swipe your debit card, you put your PIN in, and they would go ahead and hit, before you even popped up on the screen, they would say yes, cash back. Like you hit yes on your cash back. So you don't get any cash back, but the register says that you got cash back. So they were taking money out of the register, and it was really coming out of your account or something. I couldn't really understand it. It happened in Arkansas. Just a lot of shady tricks they were doing.
That sounds more like the employees than
no. That's what they were teaching the employees how to do this. Instead of paying them out of their own pocket, they were teaching the employees how to take more from the customer or like steal from the health insurance. Like kind of like, okay, well we're not gonna pay you overtime, but I know how you can get a little overtime.
One thing they were doing was actually telling people how they qualified with the amount that Walmart was paying them. They actually qualify for welfare in like 31 of the states.
I believe
so
that.
They would basically tell them, hey, go get welfare.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were pawning it off on other people, getting their employees paid but through other shady ventures.
Right. So it actually cost your state or your city money. And then a lot of cities were actually lining up, because these mostly small towns, they were lining up to get a Walmart. Like they were like, hey, we'll pay you $300,000 to come to our city instead of
tax breaks
the city up the street. So, but here's the thing though. All that aside, the main thing they were kind of promoting was like, we need a union for these people, right? And I get that, right? I do get they need some that. Like my whole thing, like some people are like, I'm pro union, I'm anti-union, I'm pro big business, I'm anti-big business. I think that's dumb. It's dumb to simplify anything down to you're for this all the time or you're against that all the time. That's just fucking stupid.
It's not black and white.
Nothing's like that. Like obviously these people need help, and it's either the federal government has to make laws to be like, look, you can't treat your employees like this.
Yes.
Or they get a union, and it's like it's not in nobody's best interest for Walmart side to get a union, because
no prices would go through the roof, y'all.
Yeah, I've worked in a business where we had to deal with a union at a couple of our locations, and they're difficult to work with. It's almost like it's not even just an equal and opposite reaction to how a big business will manipulate people and just use them. It's almost like they punch back twice as hard. So now, you might get 36 days of vacation in a year. You know what I'm saying? Which is
that's a little absurd.
Yeah, considering you already get weekends off and holidays, you throw in 36 days of vacation, you basically can take a couple months off every year. Mm-hmm. And that's not that is not like me just picking the worst case scenario. They actually brought that up in this documentary as, hey, they bought a company that had a union and they get 36 days of vacation. So is that good for business? Probably not.
I don't know.
And you can also control your wages. You can strike. There's things you can do. Nobody likes dealing with a union, but, and this is the main but, there wouldn't be unions if you treated people fairly.
That's right.
Like, people that are getting a fair shake don't go out and start a union.
No.
Exactly.
And my thing, I understand the purpose of unions, but the downside of unions is that, guess what? Anything attached with a union, your car, your truck, your hybrid, your SUV, that's why American-made cars are very, very high, because you're paying for the unions.
Yeah.
They're paying these people $50, $60 an hour or more sometimes working these plants. You're paying for that some way, shape, form, or fashion. That cost has got to be pushed to you as a consumer.
People want to have it both ways. They want to say, look, I'm anti-union. You know, I don't think the union should have these lazy people getting overpaid, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we recognize that, you know, the business will take advantage of these dumb people.
Yes, they will. And a lot of them are very uneducated. And one good thing, unions are not all bad, but I don't think there's a problem with the union if the people in the union are reasonable. I think once you start getting in the unions, you get people with these ridiculous demands, these ridiculous things that they want, and they cause costs to go up. And then they don't want to compromise. But like when the economy tanked, they didn't want to compromise. They didn't want to give up anything.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it's twofold is what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so we get an example where we're like, all right, the union is definitely part of the problem here. Got it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then you say, let's throw the union out. But then they start treating the employees inhumanely. You know, they even had like people that were illegal immigrants. They were locking in there to clean the store at night, and then they were like, "You can't leave until the manager comes and unlocks the store in the morning." So, it's, you know, shit like that should not happen.
No.
Well, it's like, you know, they end up paying a fine, or they end up, you know, getting a slap on the wrist. It's like, in order for the union to not exist, then we would have to have, quote unquote, more government. And people don't like that shit either. Yeah. But it's like, we can't have shit like this going unchecked.
That's
You can't be anti-union and anti the government getting involved at all.
No, you just can't. And one thing, I don't know if people know a lot about the history of the union. A lot of people fail to realize the 5-day work week would not exist without the unions. Like, the unions push that. And you like, hey, we gotta have 2 days off a week. We tired of y'all working us 7 days a week, 14, 15 hours a day, no days off. So I thank God for the unions, because I like my Monday through Friday 7 to 4. I can't speak for nobody else. So the unions ain't pointless, but at the same time, I think unions need to be in moderation, and I think unions need to step in situations like you're talking about, where businesses, I realize that businesses are like children. They're going to do what's best in their interest, and they're very selfish. And until they get checked, or until somebody comes in and say, you can't do this, we're going to find you, they're going to do everything that they can as long as you allow them to do it. And that's what they do. And so for you to turn around and say the government is not supposed to step in, but at the same time, you're not working these jobs, so you could care less about the mistreatment of the people and them not getting paid enough, and you're not working 40 hours a week and not being able to qualify for insurance. So in those instances, I think you do need a union. And then some people actually on their books, they tell you can not create a union.
Well, they actually had videos that were trading videos, quote unquote, that were basically spreading anti-union messages.
I worked at places like that before.
to the employees, where it would be like, and it was so funny. I love training videos.
Yes.
First of all, it's so funny because they always go out their way to make the shit so much more multicultural and like different sexes and stuff.
Yeah.
Than you actually have in your job. So it's like they make sure every scene has like the Asian female manager, the black woman who also works in the HR department, you know what I'm saying, the Spanish, the Latino dude. Like, they make sure that it's never just like a bunch of white men sitting around talking business like most businesses. But in this training video, they actually are like, you know, a guy comes up and he's like, so you hear they're trying to unionize us? And the other guy, of course these are actors, but they have Walmart stuff on. They're like, yeah, I hate unions. Yeah, all they do is take money out your check. Like, this is the business telling the employees.
And it worked, and that's the sad thing, it worked, because I just remember this. Shout out to my friend Giovanni. I don't know if he's on Twitter yet. He just applied at a Walmart down in South Charlotte, going almost in towards Fort Mill. On 521 Highway, they're building a super Walmart. He goes down there. I mean, we're in the summer, we're kids, college, he's going to have a job. He applies. He said he went down there. The line was backed up. He didn't know why it was backed up to apply. It's because they're having to literally sit down with these people and ask them, do you know how to use the computer? These people are saying no, because the applications are all on the internet. You're supposed to just come in, do your application, which, it takes a decent amount of time, but not like Delon was. He said they were walking people through stuff. People didn't know their Social Security. People didn't know. People didn't. People, half of them hadn't graduated from high school.
Right.
And that just, like you said, that speaks to Walmart is just taking in anybody they can get in there, and they just probably, like you said, they use propaganda and things and mistreat them because these people are so uneducated.
Like I feel like a bad person because I don't hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I should, like all this stuff I'm saying is reprehensible, and I should be like those pieces of shit, but I still am like, yeah, but the mom and pop store, their hammer costs a little bit more than the Walmart store, and I really don't give a fuck about mom and pop. Like I don't know these niggas. Like I just want my Xbox on sale. That is all I care about.
$199 bundled up.
Yeah, so it's just very weird, man. It's
my
weird.
question would be, when did this like happen, like this split? Because everything I used to hear about Walmart was that Sam Walton started this great for the people coming in. I'm gonna do right by my customers. I'm gonna do right by the community, and we're gonna hire hardworking Americans, and we're gonna give you free Coke on Thursday or Friday, something like that. Like that's what I heard. I used to watch 2020 with my mom a lot when I was growing up, and they did a big thing on Sam Walton and how he started this empire out of hard-working Arkansas. Yeah, and I'm like, man, this is a great story.
For all we know, Walmart paid for that shit.
Yeah, and then now,
episode of 2020.
Yeah, and then now it's like pretty much modern day slavery. Like, it's just crazy.
And what you're saying is true, that you interview people, and people, you say how much he was beloved and how he visited all his stores, and how he would be in the plants and he would know everybody's name and things like that. And it's amazing how when older people die and younger people take over who more business minded, it changes. And the same thing with AMC. When the older dude who owned AMC died, AMC tickets used to be really cheap. Yeah. When he died, they tickets went through the roof. I mean, when me and Roger used to go years ago, AMC, you didn't pay more than $7 for a ticket, full price. Then after that, now it's what, 15, 16? What,
I don't know what it is. Probably about
crazy.
Yeah. But even the other thing is, like, when Dave died at Wendy's, a lot of people cried because it was like, what is going to happen with this 99-cent menu? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to start, charging $1 and some change now? But they kept it 99 cents.
And no, and I tell people this: when Wendy's first opened up, Wendy's burgers, they were square, but they used to be bigger than the bun. They used to be huge. Over time, they've been slowly cutting inches off of that. Like, I can't tell nobody. I like to eat too much, and I know when my size portion go down, I can't speak for nobody else. And now your 99-cent menu is the same as a kid's value meal. It's literally the same burger now.
I don't know, man. I worked there, and it was always the same when we was in the kitchen. I don't know about the size.
Yeah, the size.
But I'm saying, like, kids burgers and junior burgers, they the same burger.
Yes, they are.
But they always were.
Okay.
But like a single is a bigger burger.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I just say all that to be like, look, I don't really hate Walmart. I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this documentary though. Maybe I'll end up hating them like I'm supposed to. And I also saw another documentary that's like pro Walmart, so I want to see what that is. Probably made by Walmart.
Oh yes, and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just don't hate them, and I don't love these rinky-dink stores that much, man. I've been to these little fucking stores, and it's like,
it's not that personal.
Yeah, and they hit you with like, well, these people are all experts. Not always, man. Yeah. Actually, no, not always. A lot of times it's some dude that had the store that did know what he's talking about, got old, gave it to his son who could give a fuck, because he's just like, I got a business and a inheritance, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
So, I don't know, man. But it does suck for those little towns that, literally have everybody else driven out of business except for what's at the Walmart. But these towns sell their souls to do that.
Yes, so. Then on top of that, it's almost a disadvantage because they had a problem with pharmacies, and Walmart was getting sued because Walmart was coming in with like these $2 and $3 prescriptions, and the local pharmacies couldn't compete. Then once they run them out of business, they would hike the prices up, and so then a lot of people suing them like, hey, y'all can't drive these people out of business at a disadvantage to you, and then hike the prices up. So now when they go into these new markets, they have to be competitive to whatever the current market is.
I was going to say in Clinton, South Carolina, where my college used to be, they pay $1 a year just on the technicality.
Yeah. Like the government will make sure that you get that Walmart.
It's just a technicality. They pay $1 a year for the land that Walmart's on. And they literally, like you said, they sell their soul for the Walmart because they have.
They put in like new roads, new construction, and a lot of the local businesses get upset because it's like, I'm a mom and pop business and they don't really give me any advantages. It's like, well, first of all, that's a lie. You get certain type of tax advantages from having your own business. That being said, you're right. They're not gonna build you a new road. They're not gonna give you new sewer lines and infrastructure. And that's because you're not bringing in $1 billion to the community. You're just
tax revenue and all that stuff. And what's funny is that down here locally in South Carolina, people were so angry that a Walmart was coming that it took them like 5 years to make the Walmart because every time they got halfway done, people go out there and they would tear the equipment up. They would tear the Walmart down. They still finished it because I'm trying to tell you, you can protest to the end of the day, but if you ain't paying them $1.5 million in tax revenue, the people don't give a damn about you.
Alright, so I also saw another movie, speaking of depressing movies. I saw Precious. Friday afternoon.
I couldn't do it.
Man, it's a tough watch, man. It's a tough watch, and I mean, props to that. I think his name is Gabby Sidibe or whatever, Gabrielle Sidibe or whatever. She did a great job, and I mean, of course, by the end, everybody knows the ending. By the end of the movie, she is the king of the New York rap game, and she's going to work for Puff Daddy, and I mean, like. A lot of people don't know that it's the prequel to Notorious, but and I didn't know Notorious. I didn't know Big had AIDS.
I didn't know that either.
Nah, this is literally like the saddest movie. Like, you could show a puppy being beaten to death for 2 hours and not be as sad as Precious. Nothing good happens for that girl, man. She just got a fucked up life, and like. Hopefully I'm not spoiling this, but skip ahead a couple minutes if y'all ain't seen it, but dude, man, it's like tough to watch. There's like scenes of like incest with her father. There's her mom Monique is just playing this like really mean, spiteful mother figure that
she molests her too.
That beats her and like tries to hit her with pans and shit.
Oh my gosh, they actually have a book too, and the book's called like Sapphire or something like that.
Precious. The novel's named Push by Sapphire.
Oh yeah, Push. I'm sorry, I got that mixed. And I read like half of the first chapter, and I was so upset and so pissed that I want to just jump into the book and just beat the hell out of her daddy. I had to close it, and I hadn't picked it up since. And so that's why when he was around, I was like, oh hell no, I just couldn't do it. It's one of them things that it will make you just so angry. And the book is a lot more detailed than the movie. Like, it really goes into details where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm reading this. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough watch, man. And I try to be pretty tough in movies. Like, I saw Up, I didn't cry at that shit or whatever. But it was one scene when they was basically the teacher that was teaching Precious was telling her how she needed to keep on writing, even though she basically had found out that she had HIV and like she had like 2 kids already, and like all this shit was wrong with her, and she's just telling her like write, and then she like Precious flipped out and like like cursed at her and stuff, and then she's like they talked some more, and then she just be like write. It got a little dusty in there. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna cry. But I didn't cry, but I did tear up a little bit, man.
So if I went and watched it, do you think it was still, even though I'm expecting this,
I expected it to be pretty tough, and it was pretty.
You still
pretty
get that
tough.
emotion out of you.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
And for the past 4 days, y'all, he been asking me, you think you're a woman now?
Yeah, after watching the movie, I did ask Karen, did she think she's a woman at least 50 times in the next 18 hours. Every time she disagreed, or anytime like I'll be like, baby, get ready, we gotta go to the movies. And she be like, hold on, I gotta take a shower. Oh, so you think you're a woman now? Talking back to me? You so grown. Yes.
Did it make you hate Monique as much as you hate Lawrence?
See, that's the thing.
And what love got to do with it?
See, that's the thing. I already hate Monique. as a person. So, like, all these people was like, oh, we should give her an Oscar or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, man, I've already found her hateable.
I'm not on that bandwagon either.
She just doing, I hate, the worst is the brothers that try to tell you, like, yeah, man, but something about her, man, I would still hit that. No! Nothing about her. Nothing. Stop trying to mess with me, man.
Well, my thing was she tried to justify not shaving her legs. I kind of like, it kind of confused me because I was like, you know, alright, I see what you're saying. You're trying to do some women empowerment stuff, but the only reason you do it is because it hurts you. You cut your leg and now you don't want to do it. Like, I could see if you were trying to say some natural beauty type of thing, but
she's a weird person.
I ain't even gonna lie, I grew her on that. Hell no, that shit hurts. And if you don't like the hair on my legs, damn it, you ain't got to look at them.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Monique is cool or whatever for the people that like her, but I've never found her that funny or entertaining. So I'm not gonna sit up here in front like.
I ain't knocking you because that's
I didn't
That's
understand.
like, stuff you hurt Nikki and all that stuff.
I guess obviously I don't understand because I don't shave my legs. So
that's true too.
So let's get into some written feedback. We got some emails and we got a little bit of Mr. Hate Coffee on soh.com. Hit us up and he wrote us a little review. He said, "Good show. This is about episode 51, Ignorance." The basketball stories, the style pee, ignorance, and the worst porn sections were hilarious. Keep it up. Got a few comments and questions. I know I'm late, but on a recent show, you talked about buying records. To me, buying records is like tipping, ironically. Where else can you get the exact same service product and not have to pay extra? People only tip because they feel guilty, and it's how the servers get paid. Maybe if we can associate a long-standing racial guilt of not buying records, people would start buying again in an urban culture. First of all, guilt really don't make people tip for the most part. Like, niggas just don't tip that much most of the time.
And I think it's a culture thing because honestly, most white people teach their kids, hey, the people give you give. I've seen like 16, 17-year-olds, their friends look, they're like, y'all better tip. Yeah, I've seen that before. Niggas be like, everything McDonald's, everything at McDonald's.
Also, I mean, with a record, it's a little different because you actually can get the music in your crib for free. It's a big difference. You can't get IHOP in your crib for free.
I wish I could.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, hey, IHOP, bring, just some dude shows up with IHOP and you don't pay shit for it.
Yeah.
So, that's the difference. Also, I think in person, you see the work. It would be more like if you went to a music concert and didn't pay for your tickets afterwards. Like, if they performed in your face, it was like Eminem was spitting the lyrics to all his shit in your face. You see him sweating, you see him putting his blood, sweat, and tears on the
you vibing
stage.
to it, you enjoying
it.
You know.
Then on the way out, they're like, all right, your ticket was $25. You be like, nah, I'm good. That's what it would really be like. Like a CD, the alternative is free. Like, it's just too easy, unfortunately.
I see. I mean, he makes a great point, a great analogy even, and I kind of see. I agree completely with what you're saying. It's a culture thing. Like, if you never really been brought up to tip, and if nobody's explained, like, I asked my dad, like, well, what is a tip? You know what I'm saying? When I was 9 or 10 years old, I asked, why do we do that? And he explained it to me. This is how they get paid. You know, when you're growing up, I'm thinking, okay, they just get a great salary, just like every other job. And that's not the truth. And then, so once you learn that, out of just the way you've been brought up, to respect hard work and to do for others as you would want them for you. Because I know if I was refilling your drink, bringing you plates, giving you stuff, I would want a little.
Yeah, with a little something.
And so whenever I can give whatever, even if I, like, this happened to me specifically at Red Robin one time. Me and my little brother went out, and my mom left us some money because I forget where her and my dad went, but I think they went to like one of his work part, like a dinner with his work or something. So she left us some money, and we ended up not even paying attention to the prices really. Right. Ordered too much and only had enough money for like $1 tip, and we were kind of working, dude. And I came back the next day and left like $3 more just for him, I guess, with the man, just because I understand that. It's not, set in stone as you have to tip, but it really makes them give the next person more work, I guess you could say. Like,
one time I was at, we went to Red Lion for lunch, and I was with my boy Will, and he actually stopped this dude and was like, hey man, can you come here for a second? And gave him like $5, and the dude was like, what's up? And he's like, I was in your section the other day with my girl, and I actually didn't have enough money to tip, or I forgot to do the tip, and I realized it later. And so when we were in there, he saw the dude. He gave him $5 just to be like, look, man, that was an accident. Don't want you to get the wrong idea,
Yeah,
you know,
because it can be discouraging.
Yeah, but with music, it's just not the same. It's not the same thing, you know, for buying music. Actually.
And I think we said like a physical thing. It's almost like, because like Roger said, we don't see what happens beyond the scenes, you know, because like with servers, and a lot of people have a myth that servers get paid minimum wage, which is not so. In most states, it's $2.13 an hour. Most people have no idea of that. And so, you know, like you said, they're doing all this extra stuff, and you're running them to death, because I've had people do this to me before, and you think it's funny not to pay them, but guess what? When you show up at your job, you'll be pissed if your employees be like, you know what? You ain't worth this $16 an hour. I'm going to pay you $5 an hour. Why? Because I feel like it. You're going to be pissed.
Exactly.
And that's almost the same concept.
Yeah, it's literally the customer is the boss in this situation, because the customer controls how much you get paid. Not the worst thing, the biggest insult to waiters and tipping. And I do stand behind the first statement we have said on our original podcast. If you're a waiter, stop being a waiter, find a real job, quit, make sure you go to school. If you don't have to be a waiter, don't do it. You don't respect yourself. Your boss don't respect you. Customers don't respect you. You deal with a lot of shit. It's like Keith and the girl. Keith used to be a waiter, and like he said, if you're a waiter, at some point on your job, you will have tears. You will cry. Yes, because people treat waiters like shit.
Yes, they do.
They sound like the strippers of the food industry.
They are the strippers. They are the strippers of the food industry.
It's been times where this customer one time, he pissed me off so bad that I literally had to go to the back and count to 10, because I knew if I would have said something or reached out and touched him, we'd have been brawling up in there. Yeah.
Right.
You know, literally.
It's like how you get that feeling sometimes where you're like, there was a fight in your life where you didn't fight. Yeah. And you go, man, I feel like a bitch. I should have fought that person.
No, I don't.
When you're a waiter, that happens a lot. That's daily. There's a person
party that you're like, I should have told them about themselves.
There's a person that if they would not, and you're just holding out for a tip that's probably not coming if that person's an asshole anyway. But there's a person out there that, you know, is a waiter that probably listen to this shit right now, and they're just like, man, this is, you know, y'all are on point. Don't do it if you can do something else, man.
Yeah,
trust me.
Let it be something temporary. Let it be your block to something better, because like I said, I've experienced a lot. I even had one time where this woman was upset about the bar, and I was doing tables, and she was mad because they had the bar was to be refilled, and she came to me and she literally put her hands on me, and I turned around and I looked at her, and it was an older lady, and she went smack off in my face. And I looked at her and my eyes filled with tears, and I told her, I say, okay, I said, I'm gonna get a manager. Man, I left that lady. I kicked that kitchen door wide open. They were frowning and cooking stuff back there. I was loud. And I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, I refuse to go back out there and serve her. If y'all don't get nobody out there, I said, I will be going to jail down here in Tuckahoe, South Carolina. I don't even know what a jailhouse is, but somebody gonna get me up out of here. Because I am going to put my hands on this old ass lady, because she didn't have no business touching me. I don't mind you cussing me out, but when you put your hands on me, you took it to another level.
When you're a waiter, that shit happens all the time, and you, like, that doesn't happen at your job now. That doesn't happen later. Like, when you're a waiter, they ask you basically to put up with shit that if you did not have a check and a job riding on it, ass wounds will be taking place all the time. Like, if being a waiter was completely voluntary, and there was no attachment to the restaurant, like people just came in and were waiting. If people treated you like that and you didn't have a job on the line, you would beat the shit out of somebody. Because like they're only talking to you like that because it's a power trip. They know you can't do anything. So they're just power tripping on you. They don't have a lot of, it's like these nerds on the internet. They don't have a lot of control over regular shit in life. So they use the internet as a way of fucking with you. It's the same thing with the waiting industry.
And to make it even worse, I was so upset. And so they sent somebody else out there, and I didn't see this. It was happened to be a couple sitting over, and the couple seen what she did. And the man came up to her. The man said, look, I seen what you did. and I know that she didn't do anything because she was afraid of her job. He said, but I'm here to tell you right now, I'm not afraid of losing my job. He said, I want you to talk like that to me. They ended up having to put that man. That man went smack off. He said, I want you to roll up in my face like that. I'm not afraid of losing my job.
We'll have to do some waiter war stories another time, but yeah,
we got some good ones, y'all.
I've had multiple shit where it's like, am I gonna have to fight this dude? Type, like, am I like, really? Yeah, like as a point of fact, not as a discussion or like I'm saying this to hype myself up, but like literally, I'm wondering, like, I'm bigger than this person. They're only doing this because they can get away with it because I'm at my job. Am I gonna have to just fuck this job, beat this dude's ass, and prove a point? But anyway, the second question that he had was, how do you record all the voices at once? What is your setup? Does everyone have a mic? I asked because I've been trying to do something similar for a while. Hey man, we just have a blue blue snowball microphone.
Yes.
And it's a USB microphone, really good quality.
Yes,
we record with Audacity, which is a free program. But I do have to do all the editing myself and compressing, adding the music and shit like that. But I think it's kind of simple. Basically, all you're really offering is a unique take on things and hoping that you're funny enough that other people want to hear that shit. Number 3, what's the name of the fantasy football podcast that Karen listens to?
The Fantasy Football Guys, and they're actually back up now for preseason, so it's cool. You can get them on iTunes. They call it the Fantasy Football Guys.
And then number 4, my favorite point he made was, keep up the good work. I'm glad you didn't take my advice on shortening the podcast. The current format works well. I put my girl onto the show as well. She was dying laughing at the dude sitting behind y'all watching Inception. So, I really appreciate that. And that brings me to another thing I got into it a little bit on Friday night. Or maybe it's Saturday. It's Friday night with my boy Counterclip, who is cool with me on Twitter.
Yeah,
and
he is a cool dude, man.
Yeah, even after this conversation, we're still cool.
Oh yeah.
But we had to get some things straight because he hit me up and said, "Why are your podcasts so long?" ? Now, how would y'all take that? I just want to make sure, because I did not say anything angry, call him out his name or anything like that, but I did take slight offense to the way that question was phrased. But how did y'all take that?
Oh, when he hit it, I was like, ask Roger, I'm just going for the ride.
I would have been indifferent. Like, I would have been like, I mean,
right.
We got a lot of stuff we like to talk about. I mean,
it
would have been like,
it's just
like,
not enough.
We just
for 30 minutes.
Yeah, we just kick it and talk about shit, and then we just cut it. We just cut it when we cut it.
Right. So he said, I'm saying though, by the time, because I basically hit him up with like, look, man, we talk how long we talk. I don't force anything.
Yeah.
It's over when it's over. I don't want to just start being like, hey man, we have to talk in an hour. Oh, shut up. Oh, that's it. You're in the middle of a story like, yes, and then that's when he started to try to rape me. Well, tune in next week. You'll never know what happens. I do want to, I do like finishing our conversations and feeling like it's done. Then, so he's like, I'm saying though, by the time I get back to where I stopped, there's a new podcast already up. And I basically told him at that point, look, that means you're listening to other things or you're very busy.
And that's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
But if this is like, if it's a chore for you to listen to our podcast, I would prefer for you not to listen than for you to feel like it's work. I only want you listening if you feel like this is entertainment, and when you see a new podcast up, I want you to look forward to that. Like, can't wait till I catch up to that because that's gonna be funny too.
That's right.
I don't want you looking at this shit like another one, damn. And that's the vibe I got from this. Maybe that's not how he meant it. That is definitely how it was conveyed.
We still, I don't mind. I got a lot of people on Twitter that don't even know we got a podcast, don't pay it any attention. I'm still cool.
Yeah, like that's what I was telling him was like, look, we'll be cool no matter what. So. When I said, look, you don't have to listen, and I said, if you don't listen, that's your loss. Because I won't feel the loss. We lost a listener, but it's not like I'm going to be like, well, fuck Counterclip. We can't be cool. Don't hit me on Twitter no more, nigga. Like, I'm not going to feel any difference. No. We're still going to communicate.
That's right. We're still cool.
I'm never going to hold a grudge. I'm not going to, I'm not gonna be like, if he asks me a question like, what'd you think about that new Eminem? I'm not gonna be like, nigga, why ain't you hit the podcast, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't care enough to get mad at him.
Yeah, it is not that serious.
Like, we'll be cool regardless. And I think he took your loss as more of an insult, because he said,
oh, okay.
I thought the whole your loss was uncalled for. It's both our losses. And I was basically like, no, it's not my loss. If you don't want to listen, that's not really on me. But if you find that, I feel like what we're offering, and this may be arrogant, it's unique. I've tried to listen to other people's podcasts. Yes. I've tried to listen to the radio. Yeah. There's nothing like what we do out there. Where people are like, we're not arguing to argue. Yeah. We're not trying to bring on comedians to be funny and shit. We're not trying to capitalize on people being famous to fucking make the podcast good and get downloads. It's strictly, these are the people I know. This is the conversations we have, and I think this shit is funny. The end. You know what I'm saying? It's an actual happy relationship between a black couple, and you ain't seeing that shit everywhere. Now on the radio, most of that shit is just, this is what black men do wrong, this is what black women do wrong. Like, this is unique. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do have some pride in that, but at the same time, if it don't float your boat, it don't float your boat. So he said, the way you talked about how many listeners you have, it must be pretty important if you lost listeners as well. And I'm like, but you're one listener. You know what I'm saying? You're not speaking for everybody. Unless there's just silent majority of listeners that are all sitting around like, oh, this shit is too long. But it was real cool because at this time when he said that, I was retweeting some of his comments and a lot of people chimed in and was like, no, it's perfect, leave it like it is. I listen to this on my commute a couple times a week, and it really makes my commute feel shorter. I listen to it on the train, listen to it, well, a lot of people I said, do you listen to it work out? And they was like, nigga, them weights are dropping my neck, laughing at this shit. But, but still, people listen to it at different times, and it was cool that people were even like, can we have more? Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Can you do more episodes? Can you make them longer? And it's like, I don't know, nigga.
5 days a week.
Yeah. It's like, I don't get paid for this shit yet.
We get some sponsors, y'all. Yeah. We'll step the game up.
Props to Sting and Sky.com. But we ain't,
keep up the good work, guys.
Hey, the donation wasn't that big. Yeah. I can just quit my job and do this shit. And he was also saying that I'm not gonna say I'm gonna stop listening though. And I'm like, cool, so what did you want me to do? I can't make it shorter just for you to catch up. Yeah. When other people are on the opposite tip where they're like, can you make it longer? My job fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with not working at Walmart or having a college degree. You might get a job that is kind of boring when you sit at a desk.
Yes, you ain't got Shanika with the red hair in front of you ringing you up all day.
So I was like, look, you basically asked me to cater to you. He said, I'm not saying cater to me only. I just asked why it's got to be an hour and a half long, which is, if you dissect that sentence, yes, that is exactly what you were saying. I'm not saying cater to me. I'm just saying, why does it have to be longer than I want to put into it? So if I make it short, isn't that you exactly having me cater to you?
Yeah.
Literally?
And
like, I don't know.
On top of that, a lot of times people listen, I've learned too, even if they can't listen to the whole thing, they say they pause and stop and come back whenever.
And he said, I would like to listen to every second of your podcast. Wouldn't you want that from everyone else too? And I said, yeah, dude, obviously. But that's why you can pause it, you can save it, you can do whatever you want. And if you want to delete it, fuck it, man, you deleted it. If I'm not interested in you, fine, don't keep doing this shit out of favor to me. Like, either you're really in it or you're not, right? Alright, so he said, if you had a speech to make and people started leaving before it finishes, how would you feel? And I was like, basically like, well, couldn't they pause the speech and hear the rest on the road? Like,
couldn't I tune the speech down?
It's not really a speech. And he makes music, right? He makes music. He's a beat. He makes beats. I was like, what if I just took your beat, listened to 20 seconds, and was like, man, why your beat gotta be 3 minutes, man? Can't you just make the beat 20 seconds? Who wanna hear 3 minutes of this dope ass beat? I ain't saying it ain't good. I love the whole thing. It's dope. But you come up with so many beats on this album, I can only listen to 30 seconds of each one. Wouldn't you be fucking offended? How am I the bad guy for saying, listen, this is the content or the art that I'm creating. This podcast is my baby. This is my art. This is, something that we are putting our heart and soul into. And you're telling me, hey man, it's too long, I want shorter shit. No, other people like it, and that's not how I feel. If I wanted to have people tell me exactly how to do it, then I fucking do it at work where they pay me. And anyway, man, but he was just he was just a little bit going back and forth, man. He said he's at the end, he was like, I see where you're coming from. You know, I'm not, and because I was like, what else do you listen to? And he named like a couple radio stations and music podcasts, and I was like, well, those things are just more important than my podcast to you.
And I'm
not offended.
Me either.
I'm not offended. You know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of stuff in my rotation too. So
it would be like if M. Night Shyamalan came to me and was like, say, dog, why you ain't gonna go watch my new film, Devil? And I was like, and I was just like, hey man, I want to watch some other shit more than that. Right? And, like, I'm not, he can't get offended. Like, I want to do, and I wouldn't be offended, right? Anyway, man, that's my nigga though. We still cool.
We still love you.
Yeah, so don't take it personal kind of clip, but man, boy, you was kind of tripping that day. Let's see where we at in this episode. 106. All right, cool. All right, let's do a couple articles and then we can get the fuck out of here. Retail wedding trend leads to I do's at TJ Maxx and Taco Bell. Lately, some brides and grooms are using their weddings to show their love for more than just each other. Instead of getting married in a church or a banquet hall, more couples are choosing their favorite retail spots as the backdrop for their special day. The shops range from TJ Maxx to Taco Bell. And they are all... It would have been better...
Taco Bell, too damn.
Yeah, seriously.
Get up Taco Bell. That damn dog at my wedding.
And they all combine the couple's love for a brand new desire to have a wedding with a personal twist, says Rebecca Dogan, executive editor of TheKnot.com. Brides are obsessed with making their weddings different from anyone else's. That is true.
Well, if that's the case, when we renew our vows, I want to get married at the Flying Biscuit. Damn it, if we gonna go where we spend our money, let's spend the money well. I love the Flying Biscuit. I'm gonna do it right. Biscuits for all.
Dogan says she's seen a few brides discussing retail weddings on the Knot.com's message board, adding that it could be the start of a new trend similar to Star Wars or goth-themed weddings that have gained momentum in the past. Yeah, that doesn't suck, right? Who the fuck want to go to a wedding where it's like, alright man, so you need a tuxedo and you need to be dressed like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, no. I don't plan.
That's not fun.
Yeah. It does show the arrogance of people's weddings. It's so much about them, man. It's one of the reasons I don't really like celebrating birthdays that much. I don't celebrate mine that much. And I don't like celebrating other people's birthdays because it's so fucking narcissistic, man. Like, you are not that big a deal, dude. There are 6 billion of us on this planet.
And I forget most people's birthdays, too.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal, but I really just don't remember.
Life is just not that phenomenal. It's not like this, oh my God, they made will today. Oh, stop everything. Like, dude, it's not that fucking serious. No. You're not going to be the dude that cures cancer in your lifetime. You're not going to solve the HIV virus. Let's just all calm down. Your wedding's not that fucking important, man. It's more about the gifts anyway. So, plus I'm costing you money, and it's more of an exchange of my time and dignity for your dinner. I would much rather do like Fuller and Carrie, they were so cool about it. I would much rather buy you a gift and don't even have to come. Yeah. Save you some money.
We love you guys.
And still be cool the next day.
Yeah, we was 2 less people off that list. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Those are 2 people we ain't gotta pay for.
Yeah, and I can see them and still hang out. You know what I'm saying? And still be cool. Because I think a lot of people would took that shit in a negative way. And they still make jokes every once in a while and fuck with me about it. But it's still funny.
Yes. And my thing too is when it comes to weddings, hey, you gonna talk about me. I with all my heart, you're not gonna talk about me at my expense. I'm not spending $50 for you to sit and complain the whole time. I refuse.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Alright, so later this month, Lisa Satayut, I don't know how you pronounce that, and her fiance Drew Ellis will be the first couple married in TJ Maxx when they walk down the size 8 shoe aisle of the Mount Pleasant, Michigan store. Oh, it would be Michigan.
I know she was distracted. Much as I like shoes,
in front of friends, family, and shoppers. So they're not actually closing the store?
There's gonna be shoppers in there, like...
Beep. What the fuck is that?
Price check.
Beep. Yeah. Like, am I just gonna be shopping for shoes and then I gotta be like, oh, excuse me, I'm on the way of the, my bad.
The ceremony?
Yeah, I thought these was on sale.
Like, going to the dressing room, like, oh, nigga, they having a wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, let me get your finest shirt, TJ Maxx. I have a wedding to attend.
And your ties.
Yeah.
Well, at least her dress is on sale, damn it. You ain't paying no more than, what, $20, $30?
I don't know. I mean, is everybody's clothes on sale in here? Like, is there a wedding sale, a literal wedding sale as they do this shit and walk down the aisle. Anyway, man, though retail weddings are still relatively rare, Dogan says they fit with the larger trend of couples looking to their history together to plan their weddings. The one constant in my life, no matter what, has always been TJ Maxx, said Sadiyat, self-proclaimed Maxinista. So, not your husband as the one constant, not your father who's probably supposed to give you away, TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx, yeah.
Been there for it.
They always been there for me. When I broke up and I got my China plate from him, and then when we first got together and I had to buy the thongs. In addition to brand loyalty, there's another reason couples are getting married in their favorite stores. In some cases, too, I think the economy might play into it, where people are really trying to be resourceful. So it's cheaper to rent out TJ Maxx than a church?
I bet you it is, because some
I guess it ain't
places,
gonna close the shit. I guess it don't matter.
That's right, and I guess
Does TJ Maxx even know? Or they just like niggas just walking in with wedding dresses and shit? It's just like, yeah, man, they getting married today, I think. I don't know. Who cares?
What kind of staff meeting is that? Like, hey y'all, there's gonna be a wedding in the back corner of the store.
Who's working shoes tonight? Yeah, you gonna be busy. You gonna be busy.
And the reception over in the kids area.
Yeah. Sadia and Ellis said they'll probably save about $150 by holding their wedding at TJ Maxx. They are sacrificing their entire dignity for $150.
I done told you what we having ours. Bacon, egg, and cheese, dog.
But some couples could save thousands. Other retail weddings include the Home Depot. And the Home Depot has hosted about a half a dozen weddings, so more than one idiot thought of this.
The Home Depot.
You know what? This is what men get. We as men, this is what we get. For whenever women want to have wedding plans and shit, we all just like, yeah, whatever you want to do, baby. You know, well, what color is the best? The color you like, obviously.
Yeah,
just please, I do not give a fuck. I'm already giving away my freedom for the rest of my life. Just don't make this even worse and more excruciating by planning. It's like they don't have the death penalty chair. They like, so what color do you want the straps on the death penalty chair?
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's not even a big deal. I'm already giving away all my freedom. I don't care what kind of cake we get. I don't care what flavor the cake is.
The life is going out of my eyes.
What it's made out of?
Yeah, the life's going out of my eyes one way or another, and it doesn't matter what color the straps are on the chair or the needle or whatever. A bride and a groom, most recently in June, a bride and a groom, both employees of the store who met there, walked down the aisle and set up in the garden department of a California Home Depot while the family, friends, and customers watched. Is it California? Maybe it was in Home Depot because it was too many. Because it was in California.
Well, they got their housewarming gift on sale. You know, toilets on sale there.
Gallagher says Home Depot doesn't charge to hold weddings in their stores. Added that most of the materials used, like orange buckets and plywood for pews, can be put back on the shelf after the ceremony. So they don't even charge.
They're just like, hey, go clean that up. They just had that wedding.
You know what? If you have your wedding at Home Depot, you don't get a fucking wedding gift. I know this shit is free now. Y'all done gave away the game, dog. I gotta set up my own seating and put the shit back when I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Fuck you and your wedding. I hope y'all get divorced. Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah, they got chainsaws and stuff there too when you chopping everything in half.
2 employees at an Ohio Cold Stone Creamery chose the ice cream store as the site of their June nuptials in a Cold Stone first, says Jamie Thompson. Well, one good thing, if you go to have a wedding at Cold Stone in July, they're gonna sell a lot of ice cream.
Hell yeah, you gonna have a lot of people looking at your wedding.
Yeah, they have like ice cream stains on their clothes and shit.
Yeah, the kids touching you. Come on.
The director of public relations for Kahala Cold Stone's parent company. Store owners agreed to a late opening for the wedding and didn't charge for the ceremony, but Thompson says prices may vary because all stores are independently owned. Taco Bell. One couple said I do at an Illinois Taco Bell last January while customers ordered tacos and chalupas. So they could not shut down for... That is so fucked up.
I would just start going to these spots looking for weddings now. Like, hey, what you doing now, man? Just trying to see if they're going to have a wedding up here today.
Yeah. If you have a reason why this man should not marry this woman, speak now. Yes, I would like a number 5. That is the reason. Until I get my number 5 with fire sauce.
Nobody's getting married in this damn place.
Yeah. According to the Taco Bell spokesman Rob Poich,
what happened if somebody robbed the place in the midst of the wedding? I mean, they ain't shutting shit down. The robbers ain't gonna stop.
The restaurant typically hosts about one wedding per year and doesn't charge for the ceremony. Wow, I think these people are literally just walking in Taco Bell like, marry us please, and also 2 number 4s. Alright, so Karen gave me this article, Napping, a Love Story. Scientists have found that naps make us more alert and more creative and improve our mood. A Harvard medical study showed that the 45-minute nap improves learning and memory. In addition to stating the facts, the author shares her romantic attachment to naps. I don't want to read all this because it's kind of long.
No, you don't have to.
But basically, Karen likes this article because she's always talking about how she's in love with naps and sleep.
Yes, I am. And the girl on Twitter sent that to me because they always joking about how I tweet I'm either just waking up or taking a nap. I'm all good with that. I like to sleep.
So Lawrence Fishburne tried to buy out the complete stock of his daughter Chippy D, Montana Fishburne.
That's not happening.
Now, this is why, remember I was talking about Kevin's family earlier? Kevin, tell him who your cousin is, dog.
Alright, I'm gonna have to set the scene for this. And this, I mean, I really, like, I'm not making this up at all in any way, shape, or form, but I'm at the beach on this beach trip, and I'm on Twitter just chilling in my room when it was, early in the morning, maybe even early afternoon, and I just seen Rod tweet about how Brian Pumper had to be the dumbest person. I can't remember the exact tweet. Either the biggest idiot he's ever seen or one of the greatest comedic talents or something to that nature.
Yes.
And I agree.
If you've seen this dude, he's a porn star, but he has rap videos during his porn. So between each scene, and it's not one rap video, between each scene with like, okay, next chick's coming up, there's a 3-minute rap video of the girl who's about to get naked dancing around in like a bikini while he does some of the most horrible raps I've ever heard.
Did you listen to the Jay-Z diss and then the other one, oh, and it's shaved?
Yeah, dude, the Jay-Z diss. Well, first of all, he only references Jay-Z when he's talking about the song like, this is my diss I wrote against Jay-Z. And then he sits in his car and presses play on his CD player. He's sitting in the passenger seat of his own car, looking at it, assuming it's his car. It might be somebody's rented car. And then he's looking at the camera the whole time, ice grilling it and co-signing his own shit like, yeah, bitch. Oh, I said that. So you got that. Then the O and the Shave video. O and the Shave has Montana Fishburne in the video. And she's dancing around with her splotchy ass. And
he has on a beanie, like a pink beanie.
He has on so many colors. It's like he has so many colors on at the same time. Like you took an old school TV that when Technicolor was around, it would have just blown your TV up. Like he was so ridiculous.
His songs are terrible.
I'm gonna look it up, but keep talking about how you found out, man.
Okay. So I retweet that, and I literally walk out of my room probably about 5 minutes later because we getting ready to go out on the beach. Well, like I said, my grandparents are there, my parents are there, I got an aunt who's there. None of them, which outside of probably my dad, are very technologically advanced. They don't just sit around and YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
They don't just sit around like, hey, we got a funny YouTube video. So I walk out and I see them all around the laptop. And I'm thinking like, what is going on? So I was like, what are y'all looking at? First thing my mom, she turned around and said, oh, one of y'all's cousins is a porn star. Talking about my dad's side of the family. So I still, nothing's registering. I walk over towards them. I'm like, well, what are y'all talking about? They're like, Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, she's doing a porn movie. That boy that's in the movie, this is exactly how my dad said it. That boy in the movie is Gregory's son. I was in complete and utter shock. I was like, so you mean to tell me that you are related to this dude whose son is a porn star who claims he's the king of porn and is doing a video with Lawrence Fishburne's daughter? And it's the exact truth. Brian Pumper we couldn't find, they spent probably 20 minutes trying to find his real name.
Right.
Because they just know his father. They never even met Brian, but his dad is my dad's second cousin. And they used to come, my dad grew up in Augusta, Georgia. He used to come down. They said that the dude's name is Gregory, who's now an alcoholic, and his father, Brian, had a wedlock, which is kind of probably why he got into porn, because he's never in his life. But, that's another story.
Insufficient daddy.
So pretty much he said his dad used to come down, hang out during the summers, and then go back to New York, and used to come down for family reunion every now and then. And the last time he seen him, he was a big-time alcoholic, and next thing you know, his son is the self-claimed king of porn, and
his son became the best porn star / rapper since Jake Steve, and that is a claim to fame, man. And we have a little bit of his song, man. I'm gonna see if I can.
Oh yes.
What?
I wish I could see this man what he's wearing.
Why does he have on so many colors, man?
Damn!
Like he literally
like cross colors.
Yeah, it's like he shot at cross colors, or that store in the mall that the pimps shop at. Like only pimps and preachers go there, where it's like all the colors is neon and shit. Like
and the brightest things you can see.
Oh, Mike in Chicago would be upset with this.
Yes, he would.
Either that or envious. I don't know about these suits. Yep. What?
Oh, and it's shade.
And it's shade. And it's shade.
This nigga made a song and had like a conversation. Like, oh, and it's shade, bro.
Yeah. Like one thing about him is, like, he also dissed Rick Ross, but I do have to keep it real. He keeps it realer than Rick Ross. All his songs are about fucking. I have heard his songs. Like it's kind of disturbing when you're watching a porn and then the video pops up, because it's the only time that I'm ever like, oh, I need to turn this shit up. Like I want Brian Pumper's album, not because it's hot, not because it's hot. I just want his album. I hear him on Twitter. I was like, dog, can I have your album? Where can I download your music, please? I need this shit in my life.
We need to feed the streets.
Yeah, like the streets are calling Brian Pumper. The streets want Brian Pumper's music, and you need
iTunes,
to provide
dog.
it.
iTunes, get it out there.
Yeah, dog. I need to hear this shit. But like he raps about what he does for a living, and that's why his song titles are always like, oh, and it's shade. She got a donk. You know what I'm saying? Fucking and rapping. Like, all his shit is about what he does. He keeps it 100% real. But, I don't... And then they have a pool table. That's why, like, in porn, when they have a pool table and the chick's on top of it, I always wonder, like, when I go down regular people's house, like, are y'all fucking on this table? Is that the whole point of a pool table?
Yeah.
I'm not playing the rest of this shit. I'm gonna save my listeners a little bit of dignity. Alright, so Lawrence Fishburne's friends helped him to block the release of his daughter's porn movie. According to Fox News, Montana Fishburne starred in a sex tape that is being released as a porn movie with her porn screen name, Chippy D, in the title. Fishburne's friends tried to buy all the DVDs for $1 million, but it was too late. I don't know if they really tried to do this, or because with the internet, everything's too late.
Yeah.
The second it's recorded, it's too late.
Yeah.
So what's funny too is, like, I wonder if he just had to release this to be like, look, I am trying to be a good dad. Y'all calm down.
Yeah.
I spent $1 million to get this shit back and it didn't work. Fishburne's friends tried to pay $1 million, but it's too late. The DVD has already been distributed. The money was brought together by Fishburne's friends in hopes that they could just buy out the complete stock of DVDs. So I guess he don't have $1 million on hand. Having custody of each and I wonder who his friends are that put in on that.
I don't know.
Is it like Keanu Reeves? And everybody's done a movie with, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just went to everybody. Was like, man, remember when we was in Higher Learning?
I bet Cuba hooked them up. Cuba Gooding probably shot him a little something.
It's like, come on now. Remember I was your father, man.
Like, remember I brought her on set? She was about 6 at the time. She didn't do a porn on that.
Serious Styles, yeah. Like, and who was the dude that first had to tell him that his daughter was in porno?
I know, he was in shock.
Like, hey man, I don't know if you heard the news. Your daughter's in porno. How you know? I downloaded it like everybody else, nigga. jacking off, and I was like, this girl looks familiar.
I've seen her before.
Yeah, real familiar. Oh, wait a minute, I've seen those splotches. So, having custody of each and every DVD would stop the distribution of porn tapes. This would save their friend the heartbreak and the public embarrassment of having a 19-year-old daughter in a XXX porn movie.
Wow.
But those people obviously have not heard of the internet. Alright, I was going to do some more articles, but I forgot we got email too.
Alright, let's do the emails.
I recently went with a buddy to see a stand-up comedian named Mitch Fatel when he played Raleigh recently. He's not a huge name, but he's a solid up-and-comer. His entire act is all, and I mean entirely, sexual jokes. So right from the beginning of his act, I started looking around and noticed there are huge groups of people who aren't even cracking smiles during his routine. Then, when it occurred to me that you don't tend to see people drop $30 to hear people when they haven't heard of anywhere else but comedy clubs. Okay, so he's saying you don't spend $30 to hear a comedian you haven't heard of anywhere except for comedy clubs. Like, you don't hear too many people hanging out and say, hey, there's a band playing tonight I've never heard of, front row's only $50, let's go. That's a great point. People do that with comedians sometimes, though. They're like, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday or something, let's go to a comedy club. And it's like, do you know who's playing? Fuck it, let's go. Like, alright. And then for you to go to the club, sit there with a scowl on your face, arms crossed, it's like you're trying to will yourself to be miserable. Am I the crazy one, or do they not realize they can save themselves the cash and just watch their Jeff Dunham DVDs at home? I agree, Isaac. Isaac Weeks wrote that. I agree, man. People, to be honest, people just don't respect comedy, and they don't really understand comedy, or they're not connoisseurs of it. Like, when they hear a joke or something, it never occurs to them that somebody stole this joke or someone else has done this joke before. They really don't have respect for it. That's why you have people that heckle them and shit like that. Like, no one goes to a rap concert and heckles Eminem when he's trying to rap, you know? But comedians, it's like, you don't take your job seriously, so I can. Your job is to make me laugh. And it's like, actually, those people do take their job seriously.
Very seriously.
I didn't know that either coming up. I didn't really understand there was like a writing process when I heard that, like, certain people that wrote jokes for Richard Pryor. Like, I never really understood that it was like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just, you know, they sit around getting their element and come up with funny stuff to say.
And a lot of these people don't make it because they don't have what it is, whatever Richard Pryor has.
Yeah,
so you'll have a dude like Paul Mooney write a ton of jokes for Richard Pryor, but people are scared of Paul Mooney because Paul Mooney don't play that shit. And he come out there with that beanie on and start talking about white people don't like niggas, and everybody's like, get quiet. I don't know what he wants us to do. Just pass the time. Christine wrote in and said, the strangest porn I've seen recently, the shake weight commercials. Absolutely disgusting. And have y'all seen those commercials of shake weights?
No. I have.
It does look like somebody is holding a dick with both hands.
Oh, the ones where they shake.
Yeah.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
Women that give a lot of hand jobs, apparently.
Apparently so.
Love the show. Your stories and Karen's racisms equal a win. Did you see the Kevin Hart Seriously Funny? If so, what did you think about it? You still, no, I didn't see it yet. I promise I will see it. I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh man, I downloaded it illegally and it is.
I will find a way. I will see it soon, guys.
Amazingly funny.
You still have some Sweetwater tracks? I want to hear one. Keep it up. Yeah, I still got a couple, man, somewhere. I don't know where, but I will try to send a link to the old SoundClick page I used to have or something.
The streets need Sweetwater.
The street needs me and Brian Pumper to do a song together.
Y'all need to collab on a track.
Like it's hot.
I want to do a song called
2010.
I want to do a song called Oh No It's Not Shade. We can both be like, oh no, it's not shade. And then we got another one from Isaac, and it says, what is the most awkward situation you've been involved in a movie? My story, during high school, I had been chipping away at this girl who was way out of my league. Look, I know you're going out with blank, whoever, but whenever he's out of town, give me a call, thinking she never called. One Saturday afternoon, she calls up, asks if I'm doing anything that night. We're in high school, deepest, darkest Eastern North Carolina. Dates are pretty much all dinner and a movie until you reach the point you can comfortably skip those two and just get to scrogging. Scrogging, I don't know what that is.
That sounds kind of dangerous.
I sound like kind of a beating.
Yeah.
That sounds like that about ropes. What's going on
here?
Sounds
like half screwing and half jogging. It's like you have sex, and you take like a 10-minute run. So the date coming up at the last minute, and it being that dead time of the year where there ain't shit out at the theater, I have no idea what is planned until we get there. She asked, what are we going to go see? And I say, oh, this one has De Niro, Brad Pitt, Dustin Hoffman, and Kevin Bacon in it, so let's go see it. The movie was Sleepers. Oh, I've seen Sleepers. Y'all never seen Sleepers, have you?
I don't think I have.
Oh my Jesus. Horrendous choice for a date movie, dude. The heartwarming coming-of-age tale of a band of 13-year-old boys savagely gang-raped by prison guards in a juvie hall.
Oh.
And it literally does have all those actors in it. So you would think, like, that's why I watched it. I was like, oh shit, De Niro, Brad Pitt, Dustin Hoffman, and Kevin Bacon got together for a film? I'm in. Then I started watching, and I was like, this is not going right. Why are these, what are they taking these little boys? Did you know what it was before you, the girl actually asked me after it was over, did you know what it was about before we went to see it? Like I was going to say, sure. I thought you were up for a little kitty rape. Everyone has to have a different answer, even though we all know that you answer for K. Run tell that, Isaac. Yeah, so what Karen's movie experience is Panther. And she went to go see that, and it was, I don't know. I don't have a crazy movie story, I don't think.
I couldn't give you one of those.
One time I snuck into a movie, right? In the movie, I did not... Like, me and my friend Rashida, we used to go to the movies and stay there for like 8 hours. Because we were just basically... Like, I love movies. Karen likes movies. She don't love them as much as me. Like, I could watch movies all day. I really don't give a fuck. Like, Karen will come in the house, see me watching a movie, and just walk straight upstairs, right? Well, I'm more like, what the fuck? What are you watching? I gotta see this, right? So, like, I was, Rashida loved movies too, so she was like, let's go to the movies. So we were like, look, let's schedule this shit. We had a schedule. We was like, we're gonna see 4 movies in a row. Alright, we go to the 12 o'clock show for this, because you get the matinee price.
Yeah.
This movie gets out, and it's an hour and a half long, gets out about 1:45. When we walk into this one, it starts at 1:50. Like, we had a plan. Man, we get 2 movies in, and we walk, and this is an AMC, and this is when AMC started going down south, and they started getting, more black people coming, and then more thugs start coming, which is different than just black people. Black people talk through a movie, thugs, you might not make it through the movie.
Yeah.
So, we went to sneak in some Nicole Kidman flick that I didn't really want to watch, but it was the only one that was playing at the time. We needed to sneak into the next movie, and this dude bumps into another dude, and we're sitting in the back. So this dude bumps into this other dude, and it's kind of close to the middle of the theater. And the dude's like, hey, cub, you don't watch where the fuck you walking? And we're like, what?
Oh, that is going down.
And this theater is not full of people. Like, it's at most 20 of us in this theater.
Yeah. It's time to
And dude starts pushing, the other dude opens his coat and reveals that he has a gun. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. We got out of that shit like the shit was on fire, dude. We broke out.
So.
Like, I do not want to be the only nigga dying in a movie theater, ain't have shit to do with anything.
Yes, because that's who gets shot, the random person.
Yeah, and it was funny too, because Rashida was still like, well, look, man, we can still go back in there. Let's just call security. Like, yeah, let's be the niggas that snitch on the dude with the gun. Like, have you seen security in this bitch? They ain't saving us from nothing. We'll both be 2 dead niggas on the news, man.
Yes.
I was like, I'd rather be alive and tell this story than...
I know it's so...
So that was pretty bad. I guess I did have a movie story. I can't think of anything else, though. I'm sure... But I've been to movies a ton. There's probably more, but I can't think of any more off the top of my head. Alright, man. Quick. Let's get it. Let's see what time it is. Oh, man, we're going over. Alright, man. Counter Clip says we need to wrap this up, even if it's still funny. So sorry, Counter Clip, man. Everybody, I want you to follow at Counter Clip, all one word. You can make it all lowercase. And remember that we had like another 20 minutes of funny shit to say. I had an article about a Southwest Texas inmate killed himself by eating toilet paper.
I want to hear about it.
Sorry, Karen. A donut burger judge being awesome. A donut burger. I had so many jokes about the donut burger, man. It was ridiculous. I could talk about that all day. Parents sue a town after a fatal crash. Their daughter was the one that was drunk, but they sued the town and the people that own the parking lot. Yeah.
There was
a dude that pulled a plane with his eyelids. I had an article about that.
Pulled a plane?
Yeah, nobody's gonna get to hear it now, cause kind of clip. Solomon Jones said, please, it's time for a break from bozos and boobs on the boob too. You know I disagree with that. I'm on the Bad Girls Club, The Real World, and Jersey Shore. Nigga, please. And he was black. Had a lot of jokes, but maybe we'll get to him Wednesday. So everybody that is on their commute and you're not there yet, you're like 15 minutes from your location, you're like, man, if I had 15 more minutes of funny shit that I could just listen to, well, turn on the radio. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Karen. No. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's over?
Yep, that's the end of the show. Kind of clip. I'm sorry you cost everybody more funny, because I need you to be able to catch up on these shows, bro. So, you know, everybody tweet him at Counterclip and just make sure that you tell him. I will link him on this show episode. Just make sure you tell him, please, catch the fuck up, man. You costing us entertainment. Alright, guys. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. I'm at Roderick5.
I'll say that again. That is in DAT.
I'm at KD Blue2. Blue's the whole word.
Yeah, and make sure you follow at Counterclip and tell him, hey, I could have used 100 hour and 50 minutes. You know, tell him that. Because apparently he's just not going to believe that I'm doing the right things. I had a lot of jokes, man. You know, also go to iTunes, download the podcast, go to Facebook, go to Podomatic.com, search for The Black Guy Who Tips, go to ignorantintelligence.com.
Telephone number.
Don't forget to call the show, as Karen just reminded me to tell y'all, at 704-557-0186. Make sure you guys listen to Yeah Right Radio on blogtalkradio.com. Thank you guys for having me on there, and it was awesome. And everybody feel good about this podcast except for the part we had to cut off because of Counterclip?
I'm happy. I'm happy what we did outside the 15 minutes of fun and greatness that
dude, it was going to be so funny. Like, people think 51 was funny. No, this was gonna be our funniest episode ever, but nobody ever know.
But hey, Counterclip gets what he wants.
Yeah, Counterclip, you were right. I was wrong, man. Nobody wants to know about my thoughts on Family Matters girl Judy, who also did porn. It being now not even being famous for being a child porn star now, because of you, Counterclip. All right, guys, later. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Hey, yo, baby, come over here. Let me holler at you for a minute.
I am your conscience.
No, I'm saying for real. Come over here. Nah, for real. Let me holler at you for real. No bullshit.
I am making a total ass of myself.
Fuck it. All right.
I am your conscience.
Hey, check it out. Hey, you want to go to Waffle House? Get some food?
I just did another pickup line that didn't go over.
No. What the fuck you mean? No, I'm saying, yo, alright.
Maybe I should tell her what a famous rapper I am. Yeah. That'll get her on my side.
I'm Fonte from Little Brother. You heard, you know me, can't stop, won't stop.
She's never heard of you. Wow. What a surprise.
Look, okay, maybe you could have my eyes. Whatever, I'm just saying, man, don't let a nigga go home tonight, man.
Maybe you should just say something nice to her and wrap it up.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you looking good, you know what I'm saying?
You're not talking tonight.
Don't let a nigga go home alone tonight.
I am your conscience.
Parking lot pimps, 9 out of 10 more parking lot simps. Ladies want lobster, but settle for shrimps. The Kimbe Matumbo blocking all attempts. Niggas ain't pimps, tugging elbows. When you walk by, compliment you on your toes. Heard all the cons, now listen to the pros. When you look good, girl, that's just the way it goes. As if you didn't know, I saw you at the bar. I'm leaning on this Escalade, but it ain't my car. Where you going? Recognizing something like a star. My crib down the street, we ain't gotta go far. I know I sound raw, but I'm just being real. No games, aim is to tell you how I feel. Trying to cop a feel, me and you, backseat, I just wanna chill. If looks could kill, first name would be Bill.
Out on a Friday night, big smiles and flashing lights. Where do all the lonely people go when the party's over? Everybody is your friend. I hope this never ends, 'cause I don't know where lonely people go when the party's
and the people
over.
go. The milk's gone bad, the bees flew south, the honey's all gone, and the birds talking about they ain't hanging out 'cause they gotta go to work. One just had a daughter.